Welcome to Magic from the Ashes and to another scene set in the Chantry just above the Lucky Dragon, the Happy Dragon. And, well, quite a bit of food has been prepared by Julie. She's waiting for some of the people to gather around. She's hoping that Nausicaa will be by, although she hasn't seen her for quite some time now, but that seems to be work related. At least she has a fairly good idea that that is what's been going on. But yeah, she's prepared food. She's done her things for today, and she's relaxing, and she's hoping that she's been like informing people that she might need to speak with people. Nothing serious, just a little something she needs to ask about.
Well, for his part, Mister Mister Andernikos is in the in the main room, sipping some coffee and reading reading some book about ghost and exorcising as he's waiting for the others.
Yeah, I guess Ava will she'll walk in also carrying actually several books, reading one of them and carrying the others under one arm. Um, she'll give like a vague greeting to Theo and Julie, and will sit down, kind of place the books next to her, put her feet up on the couch. I actually think um, Grace and Kat, they're busy, so I haven't seen them today.
Oh, it's totally fine. I kind of need Nausicaa to talk to her, but I mean,
Try calling her.
well, she's busy at the moment, but
Isn't she always?
I know. But it's just I have this I have this thing. I need to go on a vacation.
Okay. Um, have fun. What is it, like work or
Well,
family related?
actually, it's look. I need to go to Nepal, and um, I need to find something.
Nepal.
Yeah,
That's quite a trip.
I know.
What do you need to find?
That's kind of the problem. I'm doing this as a favor for someone, and it's kind of a requisite for joining the
Ah,
Brotherhood.
You too have a requisition for joining. Good to see that the traditions are at least attuned to each other.
It's like proving one's worth or something like that, but it's
mm,
just well, uh, I don't think it's illegal to bring other people, and if people want to help out, I would appreciate it.
sure. What language do they speak in Nepal?
Well, by now it's got to be Chinese, a lot of them, but
Oh, okay, we're good then.
Uh, I think that's Tibet. Nepal is an independent country still.
Yep.
there's still like a lot of Chinese people living it since they share like a fairly long border with them. But anyways,
I'll look into the language. Perhaps I can find a way that I can learn the language and then have you guys temporarily know it as well? That might be interesting. I'll look into that. If you want that, of
Right.
course.
That's really well. I mean that is actually kind of interesting. But main thing is, it's just if you want to come along and help me out, I'd really appreciate it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can help. As he thinks. Although I'm pretty sure it's not really Chinese you're gonna need.
Mm. Actually, one thing though, I think we need to discuss this with everyone because maybe we should leave some people behind to leave the Chantry protected.
Isn't that technically supposed to be Natasha and Boris because they live here? So technically, they are defense into themselves because they kind of don't want to die.
You want to say we don't live here?
Well, what I'm saying is that if we go and they're still here, they count.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not forcing anyone to come, but I mean, you're free to. I mean, I'm sure not everyone wants to come or can come. So I mean, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
And there'll probably still
As
be
if-
some of us here.
As if by magic, because, a small pinprick of light appears on one of the walls and very quickly expands out in an effect that most of you have seen plenty of times now. And a Nausicaa steps through, looking tired and disheveled, blinks a few times and just looks at you, kind of gathered in the common room, and the portal closes behind her. I'm sorry, am I interrupting? I wasn't expecting you.
Right. Well, it's good you're here. I mean, I'll just go over it quickly again. I need to go to Nepal soon, and I mean, if people want to help me out, you're welcome to join. Um, but yeah,
Why?
it's something I need to do for a representative of the Brotherhood.
She cocks her head. Interesting. I see no reason why not. Are we allowed to help you?
I didn't get any indication that this was something that was supposed to be done alone.
She just nods. It is good to see all three of you. You all look well.
You look tired. Have you been running a no sleep thing again? Remember what sometimes happens with that?
I am quite positive since last time you saw me, I've slept.
I'm just saying.
She just kind of looks at Ava and Thea, who haven't said anything.
Alva's picked up a book and is reading.
Mm. He just he looks up from his own book. I mean, nobody really have to leave.
Well, Julie, if you need any help, let me know. I'd be more than happy.
Thanks. Thanks, Nausicaa. She smiles a bit.
I have some things I need from Erin. And she just walks towards her bedroom.
The moment
You get-
Nausicaa is gone, Ava will look up at Julie and be like, "Yeah, I can help if you need me, if you want, if you think I'm useful."
Of course, I think so. She looks a little confused. Just shoots Alba a look, and then she just shakes her head a little bit. Don't talk like that. You're cool. You're good.
Sure, thanks, Julie.
So, so any of you guys want food? I've made plenty.
I think I'm just gonna go downstairs and try and grab like a Coke or something. A soft
Okay.
drink. See how Lee's doing.
So as you guys are talking, you hear the doors burst open as this kid looking, he's about 23, bit young guy, like runs in with like white frosty-ish hair and just kind of like looks around and is somewhat panning with sweat dripping down his face.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Julie is up on her feet and just out in the doorway, just looks at you. You'll see a girl. She's probably like 24. She's 25. She's around your age. Dreadlocks and sort of loose clothing. Looks like a hippie, essentially. A bit of a
Nice.
hippie, and she just looks at you and just like, whoa, who the hell are you?
He kind of looks around and looks up at this gathering of people and kind of looks back at the Chinese restaurant and looks back forward. Um, I'm I'm Frey. Um, this may be a bit awkward. Did you see a green woman walk through here?
Julie she's in the door into the main room. She looks back, looks at Ava, looks at Theo, looks back at you. Close the door, please.
He does, and just kind of slowly like shifts in very awkwardly.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and look, relax. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Something weird. You saw something weird or something weird happened. And
Does about 100 black vans and guys in suits chasing me with guns count as weird?
yeah,
I would say standard.
Yeah.
At this point, out of one of the kind of rooms going off from the side, at hearing the commotion, a short woman, bald, wearing a kind of long coat and wielding what looks like a wand, comes out kind of quickly, points at the newcomer. Who is this person? What are they doing here?
he just entered, and I'm quite certain he's one of us. Question is, if no one of us let him here, you said a green woman, right?
What do you mean you're quite certain? How can you know?
Yeah, she was wearing this big hat and she had this weird like smiling face. She like left a few handprints on walls and some barrels and left it a fucking green gooey handprint on this water and yeah, it just she led me here and then I saw her walk through the door and disappear.
Lee wouldn't have allowed him upstairs if he wasn't one of us, that's for sure.
Unless he's killed Lee.
Would
Well,
you?
he's just not gonna reply to that.
Okay, Nausicaa, I know it's good to be cautious and stuff, but maybe you should go down and check that everything is in order and nothing's wrong downstairs before you go. Just the thing.
Okay. Nausicaa briefly closes her eyes. Everything's fine downstairs. When she
See?
reopens them.
Okay, so he
I
was
hope you
let
don't mind if
in.
we search you.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, all right. Julie just look. Hi. What was your name again?
It's Frey.
Ray. That's okay. That's oh, okay. And she just she comes over to you and hugs you.
Oh,
Julie,
um,
just Julie,
just
just wait a
pats
moment.
her, kind of like pats her head and like slowly, like in a pushing manner, like, yeah, okay, or awkward.
And she just says, "Welcome."
Whoa, Julie, hold a moment, please.
What?
Just because we suspect he might be one of us, as you say, doesn't mean that we know. Just give us a moment to
Even if-
check, okay?
But
Even if he
well,
is,
sure, but
even if he's awake, it does not mean he's one of us. I hope you don't take this personally. And she's gonna point the wand at you.
Is this a? Oh, okay. Is this like a cosplay convention? What's going on here?
We'll explain in a bit. Don't worry.
Just let them run their shtick.
The area around you suddenly, or your body suddenly feels very light, and you essentially drift off your feet and are suspended in midair by the small woman pointing a metal spike at your face.
Did you drug me, woman? Is that a fake hug? Where's the syringe?
She's just being a show off.
is this really
I'm taking a
necessary?
precaution. Yes, he may be armed. He may have led them here.
Just can any of you, as she looks at everyone but Nausicaa, because basically she knows, can anyone of you see? Because I know I can, but maybe one of you has a quicker way of going about it. She basically looks at Theo and Julie,
To see what?
whether he's one of us or not.
Moment.
Y'all
Julie
can
just
see whatever you want.
focuses.
I'm not taking off my pants.
Wow, Ava, who is a very tall, actually, slim, 19-year-old redhead, but she turns bright red.
Oh, I rolled in the wrong one, but I actually rolled 3 10s. God
Oh,
damn.
nice. I
Keep
can
it then,
check
that's
it.
awesome.
I can check it. It's fine, you know.
Hey, lady over there pointing the wand. Whatever you're doing to me right now, don't fucking touch my flash drive, please. Thank you.
She narrows her eyes and looks at him. And actually, you feel yourself being turned upside down, and you feel like you're having the telepathic version of being held upside down and shaken, so things fall out of your pocket.
It's attached to my belt loop, so it ain't gonna fall.
Nausicaa, don't.
A newcomer
one of
has
us.
walked in here.
Don't.
Know that.
Let's-
This person has just walked in. We're already under incredible danger, and we're just accepting it. You're giving people hugs. We don't know who the hell he is. What's even your name?
Julie is checking right now. You do not need to hold him upside down. That's ludicrous.
He starts to
precaution.
his face starts to turn slightly green.
Turn him around, Nausicaa.
Nausicaa, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm about to get like fucking nauseous. Like, please, just no, please.
Nausicaa scowls at them both, and there's a flick of the wand, and you are quite violently put to rights. As in,
He makes a
you're
little
you're
coughing
put
motion.
upright.
Thank you. Julie, what were you saying?
Julie's been focusing. She's been standing still, closes her eyes, but now she's open and she's pretty much fixed her eyes on the newcomer, and she just says, he's definitely, well, awakened.
Good.
That doesn't mean anything. We've encountered hostiles of us before.
Put him down.
I
On
would
the
Well,
ground.
you've let me, if I may interject, you've let me stay with far um, less acrobatic, and I was with Violet coming from the portal.
Mm-hmm.
I was not particularly pleased with how you arrived, but we had little choice. And Tasha vouched for you. But Nausicaa shrugs. She scowls at both Theo and Ava. That looks kind of like fine, and drops the wand, and you drop the last feet to the floor.
As he gets on the floor, he kind of goes to his knees and makes a slightly throw up coughing motion, but doesn't.
Ava will hold out her hand for him to hoist himself up if he wants.
He takes it.
She'll pull him to his feet. Are you okay?
Well, I mean, my bowels
Besides,
seem to be intact, and I can't feel a drug mark, so
you're not drugged.
yeah, I think I'm sound.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Frey it was, right?
Yes, he holds out his hand.
I'm Ava. Welcome to the Happy Dragon. There are some things that we will probably need to explain to you. So, would you mind taking a seat? She points to, the various couches and chairs.
He goes over to the couch as he, before he sits down, he kind of like pats down the couch, goes in between the cracks and everything, checking for any sort of syringe, drug, anything, and before he sits down.
So, who wants to do the honors?
Officially, it's my thing, right?
As you wish. Go ahead. And Ava will go back to her corner of the couch and pick up the book.
So, yeah, I'm Julie. The official greeter, I suppose you could call it. But you being here, apparently, it sounds like you're, well, a new awakened part of you is, well, has let you here, which is interesting, but, well, something's happened very recently to you, which is you've awoken, meaning you are essentially a. Have you ever watched Harry Potter?
Are you really asking me what pop culture reference I've watched in a time like this?
You're a wizard.
Yeah, that's yeah. You're something is awoken in you that is able to shape the universe essentially, and some people out there, people in the black vans, they
You mean
they
my
have
bosses?
quite a lot of problems with that. So
I don't
they hunt
understand.
our people, hunt our kind.
I don't understand that. I've been literally just a few days ago. I was working on a code for them. Why are they hunting me?
Wait, what?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm a programmer, and this organization that I joined a while back was more or less working on different bureaucrats and working on different companies and large organizations to keep them in check for, like using money in a malicious way. And I was working on a code this morning that was going to work on the security camera in this boardroom. And my boss called me and asked me if I wanted to join them up at the top. And dude, I'm nowhere near for paperwork kind of person. So I was like, dude, I'm fine. I just kind of want to work on coding. That's what I do. I'm a programmer. I don't need this paperwork bullshit. And then he told me he insisted, and then things got really weird. I heard a knock on my door, and well, we don't use names at my job, and they knew my name, and they called it out to me. So I jumped through the window, and that's where I am now.
What was the name of this organization, please?
Well, I mean, he kind of like looks around because he's a hacker, and if he tells you it's a hacking organization, he doesn't want like FBI or cops or anything like that. So he kind of like signals a hand over for, I guess, Julie to come closer.
And she will come over.
He whispers in her ear, "Are you the feds?"
Julie actually smirks and almost laughs. Does it look like we're the feds?
You right, Miss cosplay over there isn't exactly fed material. Okay, he kind of whispers, "I was in a hacking organization called the Sleeping Ones. Apparently our overseers wanted to make a new world order. I just found out, and I ain't cool with that shit."
Oh wow. They even called them the sleepers.
And also,
Wow.
he just gives everyone a "I told you so" look.
Well,
So what the fuck is going on?
Okay. I don't even know where to begin with this. This is
I do.
You guys know my boss? I don't even fucking know him.
um well, wait a minute. Didn't you say that you were followed?
Uh, I don't know. I lost them a while back. They found me on the street and pointed guns at me, so I broke through this woman's window, and she cursed at me in some fucking language. I think she was Jewish or some shit, or Middle Eastern. And I saw this like fingerprint on the painting pointing me out the door, and a smiling face. Then I ran upstairs, and again the fucking face told me to look for some keys, and I found some keys. Unfortunately, in a pile of throw up. Sorry about the handshake earlier. And I opened the rooftop door, and there's this drone, so I blew it up and ran across the rooftops till I'm here. So I
Do you have
don't
a
think I am.
Do you have a cell phone device?
Do you want me to repeat that last part when I said I used my phone to make an artificial bomb and then blew up a drone?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it.
Yeah. It was not my prettiest work, but I mean, hey.
Do you
quite a
have
bit
any
good.
other electronics? They may be tracking you through them.
Not on me.
Good.
So we have a technocratic hacker who suddenly awakes and then comes into the gentry.
That's one story.
What's a technocrat?
Well, you were one, not too well,
No.
working for them,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So, Frey, you noticed that part where you just got hoisted in the air, right? Rather unusual, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say it's on top 10 for today.
Mm-hmm. That is something, well, a lot of people would describe as magic. It's something that we all can do, and most likely, hearing your description of what has happened, it is something that you can do. Now, the
Do I get a
people
one?
that maybe, everybody does it in their own way. Everybody has their own style.
Interesting.
The thing that is really important here right now is the people that you worked for are the people who are trying to kill us.
Oh, looks like we're in the same boat.
Potentially, yes, but you can see that it is a little suspicious.
I
Your
guess it doesn't help
story,
that I flipped
yeah.
them off either.
Well, you could also be a member of them who already knows everything that I'm telling you right now and is basically here to, I don't know, set off a bomb or something. Um,
I don't have any more electronics on me. I just wasted my phone on that.
Hmm.
Phones are expensive. I'll need another. So, I mean, I don't know really how to explain it. I mean, I just grabbed my phone and connected myself to the power outage of the building, and well, I shocked myself, but whatever, and overclocked my phone. So, unless you've got another phone and give me access to another circuit breaker, I don't think I'll be making another bomb anytime soon.
Well, it seems the explanation is gonna be on us, Kevin.
I would like to have some details about you, please. Then I can do a background check.
Um, yeah, ask away. I'll answer what I can.
Do you have your wallet on you?
He pulls it out,
She'll hold a hand out for it.
gives it to her. All that she'll see in it is my alternate ID for Frey. Looks pretty legit, driver's license. Um, one credit card that is pretty much has no money on it. I use it for validation and a few pocket change.
She'll give them all a quick look and then she'll tuck the wallet into her breast pocket. It'll take me some time to do a thorough background check. For now, you shouldn't leave this place. In fact, I'm going to have to insist.
Do you really think I want to go back out on the streets where there's guys pointing guns at my head?
No,
I'm all about Chinese food right now. In fact,
but
I'll take an order of orange chicken.
also could just gives him a scowl. This woman you've not seen smile since she entered, and yeah. This is why we need to appoint another Aegis.
I thought you already appointed Julie to that.
Was Julie not the person that takes charge of the new people?
New people as well, yes.
Oh. Sorry, I've been working hard recently.
And I think she was also the one where she took care of the defense. Yeah. So pretty much Julie is in charge of this whole thing as she turns to Frey. So she's probably the one to explain to you best how everything's run here.
You know, if it does help, since you said that the guys that I used to work for are trying to hunt you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I do know their lines of code and I do know how they operate in that kind of sense. If you want me to write down a few lines of code that may be used to track, I mean, I used to program them. I mean, I am one of the ones who kind of, made the codes themselves. If you want, I could write them down and it may help you boost your, like, chances of not getting found here.
Might be useful, although I suspect if they are hunting you, they might have already changed it.
That would take a considerable amount of time. In fact, it would take about a week to diagnostic and program all that. We only had a team of about 7 people running that kind of stuff.
And
You have a lot to learn. However, any code you could show me, I'd appreciate.
He grabs a napkin and writes down 7 lines of code that are referenced for locating.
Mosuke takes these as well.
So, about that Chinese takeout, though.
Julie will present you with, well, there's actually quite a bit of food here. It seems freshly made. She'll just say, I mean, you can have some of this. Please, just help yourself.
He kind of like bows his head a little bit and grabs it and starts chomping down.
Well, at least you're not gonna die of hunger.
I mean, did you just jump across like 5 buildings?
I jumped through the mansion to escape the feds.
Fair enough, but I'm hungry. He kind of like quietly laughs and goes back to eating.
So, Boris is gonna have, well, he's gonna be pissed when he hears about this. Tasha needs to be informed. And we need to make sure that there are no technocrats lingering around.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot to do then.
Yeah,
Nausicaa just gives Ava a kind of like quizzical look.
If there's anything I can do to help you with, please.
so if we're... I can't do all of this shit and keep an eye on Frey. Is there any... she just looks at the others. Just so, like, is there anything we should know? Or she kind of just awkwardly stands there and just looks at the guy eating and just I mean,
I was unaware that you. Sorry, go on, David.
Well, obviously, we are going to need to make a background check, as Nausicaa pointed out, even if he seemed to have been into some kind of operation that was not really anonymous, since he was working for the technocrats, even if that's probably easy for them to erase any traces. As always, we're going to have to go through Natasha and erase all traces. If you could forward towards us any people that you might know or that you might be suspicious that they might connect with you, that will be useful. You're not going to be cut off from the outside, obviously. At some point, you're going to have to go outside, but as Nausicaa and Julie pointed out, until your information bank account and everything has been, well, wiped out or made safe, well, we would definitely advise you not to go outside. Probably count 3 to 4 days. And afterwards, well, if you need to see others, we would advise you to be careful, because obviously, if they had information on you, they'll probably know the few places where you're gonna go back.
The thing about that bank account thing that you guys are talking about, I don't actually have any of that for you guys to erase. I have my own banking system and that I set up. I don't actually like have any sort of group or anything like that.
Somehow I would say that's clever. And on the other hand, I would say that if you think they don't know about it, I think you're fooling yourself.
Yes.
I mean,
It's better to be safe than sorry.
I mean, good luck finding it. I mean, that's my only thing to you. I can only access it through this hard drive that I have. And he lifts up his keychain. You're not going to be able to access it unless you go through this. But, you know, hey.
Nausicaa has a kind of look on her face.
he looks at Nausicaa. It's your funeral. As, as he looks at the new guy.
You have a lot to learn. A lot of the things you thought were certainties no longer are. You may think your securities are adequate, and I assure you they are not. The people who are hunting you would likely be able to break into whatever account you have in a matter of minutes, if they haven't already. The best thing you can do is take that hard drive and throw it in the Hudson.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Or
If
rather,
it puts this chantry at risk, then it is going to happen.
I think what Nausicaa is trying to tell you is that put it through a white station. Put it through a white station run by one of us, which probably is going to be Natasha. And that way you can be 100% sure that it is perfectly safe.
How about this? Because this hard drive is his entire life. So he basically looks at you guys and he's like, "How about this? Wherever this flash drive goes, I go. So if you guys gonna run it through any system, I'm gonna be there. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say, but it's not going to happen."
I mean, he just shrugs.
You're not in a position to
You're-
be making demands.
Nausicaa, I don't really see the difference of, you taking it from him and bringing it to Natasha and him just, going down the stairs to Natasha and, staying in the corner quietly because otherwise she will yell at him.
Nausicaa just scowls at Theo. The point is, he doesn't know what we're up against. He doesn't know the risks that we've taken, the risk that he is under.
Well, at least you're spared for the normal treatment they give people.
He's just kind of looking at you guys, just with like semi-concerned look now.
Several of us were tortured. They tried to brainwash us to make us robots, essentially. But we got helped and we got saved in time. You were saved from that. That's a good thing.
He still just kind of looks at you guys, like grasping onto his flash drive, like just kind of understanding what's going on, but at the same time, he's just more worried about that.
Right, anyone want something to drink?
I have another issue I'd briefly like to bring up. I was unaware Julie was taking so much responsibility of the Cabal. This is...
You've appointed her all these tasks. And Ava will just go to the kitchen to grab something to drink.
Nausicaa just watches her go. That's not possible. We appoint by committee.
Julie, who assigned those tasks to you? Who told you you were Aegis?
I mean, it was something that was discussed, but And-
no.
Julie just looks over to Nausicaa slowly. It was kind of you who's kind of told me.
And who told you to take defense of the Chantry?
The Aegis is the defense of the Chantry out of character.
The other one then, the attacker.
Well, I mean, it's not that clear. Well, she does actually have a point, Nausicaa.
Thank you. Anyone else want something to drink?
Water, thank you.
You got a Red Bull?
Yep.
And worse. Nausicaa's got stockpiles of that crap.
He just kind of raised his hand. Red Bull.
Theo, anything?
Coffee.
Okay.
When Arthur's out of the room, Arthur turns to Theo and Julie. Sorry, Nausicaa does. Is Arthur angry about something? Have I missed something while I've been away?
Well, I don't think there's anything new other than just certain things, certain decisions that might have been. Look, that's not important right now. Look, I'll show you around. Not right now. You'll just focus on eating and just calming down as much as possible, and
He
we'll
kind of
move
looks
it.
at you. I'm calm. Just not as long as someone touches my flash drive. I'm perfectly fine.
Have you ever heard that, like, there are some people who call it, like, ancient wisdom, like, the more you're attached to certain material possessions, the more they kind of possess you?
This is not a material possession. This is my entire life, and I mean entire life. Everything I have known and did is on this drive. This is my life, and to its
Well, lucky
entire.
for you.
So, I will not be handing this up to just anybody.
Ava will walk back with the drinks and we'll hand them out. You know what you could do is just talk to Tasha. She's very good with computers, and I'm sure if you have the same affinity, she wouldn't mind the two of you maybe checking it together for anything that might track it down.
I will be fine with that, as long as I am sitting there showing her what files she cannot open. As long as I'm 100% certain that there's no way they could track it. For instance, photos. We are not looking at my photos.
Julie
Well-
just kind of just sits there. She seems to get a little bit tired. It's kind of half face pump with one hand. Yeah.
I mean, there's
some
one thing
point-
that. Sorry, please go ahead.
At some point, you're going to have to accept that a lot of the things you did in your previous life are pretty much gone. But trust me, you'll be able to do a lot of things a lot faster and a lot better than you used to.
He kind of just laughs at you because he hasn't really done anything for his life. And so in his mind, what you just said, he's imagining himself sitting at his computer.
Look, I don't think that they can track you through photos, but there's one thing that I've learned from my time here, and that is that basically anything is possible. And
Fair
with
enough.
anything, I really mean anything. Think of your wildest dreams and imagine that that can come true.
He imagines a talking Sunday.
It can come true. So you do understand that for all of our safety, it is, well, important that we check everything.
Understood. I'll let you go through it as long as I am there too.
I think
I
that
have
is
no
more than
qualms against
fine.
that.
Also, guys, as she looks
Mhm.
at the others, since he did work for them, do you think we need to check for anything that they left? And she kind of taps to like the side of her head there.
Have you knowingly been involved in surgery?
Frey looks at him and says, You have to realize that I joined this network by hacking their online website over 7 days, and then after that, they recruited me into their organization. I have never once met any other member, and no other member has met any other member of this organization ever. We even keep our online IDs as a faceless character, so no one even
So
knows
no.
what each other looks like.
Okay, then there's one important question that I'll ask you. I want you to think about it real good. You may not remember it fully, but did you have any weird dreams of being captured, of being in a chair, of having things put to your head, like, stickers, that kind of thing? Any sort of dream like that?
I once had a dream of roasted turkeys shooting at a bunch of tacos in trench warfare. Does that count as weird dream?
No. No, like I said, anything specifically having to do with some sort of surgery, sci-fi tech, that kind of thing.
He kind of whispers slightly to his ear, "She doesn't get sarcasm." No, I haven't.
Okay.
We can always test it. Nausicaa pulls out her wand, like we did in the other guy. If he doesn't have anything in him, then it won't hurt.
Do what you gotta do,
She's
magic
okay
lady.
with it.
You're gonna regret saying that, but okay. Just Julie just looks a little bit upgiving, just says, "All right."
Nausicaa comes over. She has her wand out, a slightly malicious look on her face. If you value that hard drive so much, I put it on the side.
He grabs it and he shoves it in the recesses of his pocket since it's attached to his belt loop.
I'll explain what I'm about to do. I'm about to expose you to high levels of electromagnetism. Any electronics on your person are going to be fried. Any implants or tracking devices in your body are going to hurt a lot. So just for now, put the device to the side.
He grabs it and he slowly goes back by the couch and sets it on the couch and just kind of looks around to make sure no one's making any fast moves.
Nausicaa then takes the wand, and you see her begin to trace what looks like mathematical equations kind of in the air around you, and there's a slight after resonance in kind of blue from the edge of the wand. And mathematical symbols, some things that you would recognize as being usage of code, and just some symbols that you've never seen before and do look like something out of Harry Potter. And yeah, I will make a roll. And I am currently having 6 paradox, so if I have a backlash, probably need to tell an ST. Practice roll, yep. Oh, 3 successes. You do feel a slight tingling, a slight, almost like when you kind of have static, like when you've been wearing a jumper in bed. Kind of wash over you, and Nausicaa basically takes the wand and uses it almost like kind of security officer kind of around your body. And I presume your character doesn't have any
no, he is completely he's completely
cool.
free.
Then she'll do you a quick once over, and then just kind of taps you on the head with it. Looks slightly disappointed she didn't find anything, and kind of shrugs. He appears to be clean.
I'm not
He's
lying.
not screaming.
No, we don't know that. That's kind of the problem.
Well, he kind of points to the wand.
The issue is it may not be that you're lying. You may simply not know you're lying. The people that you've been working for have the ability to rewrite memories, program entire personalities.
So that's what my cousin
forgive us for not being very trusting.
He kind of just thinks to himself, he remembers that one of his coworkers said that uh, they were going to work on like some sort of like biometrics and stuff like that. He was like, kind of like, huh, reworking memories. Wonder if that had something to do with it.
Just one more question. In your working for these people, was the name Iliad Capital Management ever brought up?
So repeat that again.
Iliad Capital Management.
Spell it.
ILIAD Capital Management.
Nope. Not one of the businesses I worked for.
Good. And Nausicaa will go over and begin tucking into a large plate of Chinese food and drinking an energy drink that's not Red Bull, but is called 1,000-hour nuclear energy. And
He kind of
definitely
eyeballs
doesn't.
that. Like, the fuck. So, Mrs. What was say your name was again with the wand?
My name is Nausicaa. Sometimes you will have to call me Athena Amaryllis, though. But Nausicaa will do for now.
So, Nausicaa.
Yes.
I'm guessing you watch a lot of Harry Potter?
Yeah, that's her, all right.
Nausicaa frowns and scowls at him and actually looks at Ava. No, I do not.
Well, I mean, some of the symbols you got there sure did remind me of some spells. Do you know Avada Kedavra?
Are you attempting to insult me?
No,
just
it's
doing
an
it by
honest
accident?
question. It's an honest question. I mean, you did just levitate me in the air and then shoot me with some sort of static shock shit, so I can only assume that you have an Avada Kedavra.
I don't know. Shall I try it? I've certainly killed people.
Oh, I mean, if you want to try it, there's a vase lamp over there you can try it on. If it breaks, I mean, cool.
Nausicaa is just giving you the most deadpan scowl.
Jeez, she's a bit touchy on the whole Avada Kedavra thing, huh?
I would advise against annoying her too much. First time we met, she tried to shoot me when I made fun of her. But as much as that sounds like a joke, it's not.
Well then, seems I have some very unfriendly faces here as well.
In the spirit of not lying and saying things as they are.
Hmm.
How about you? How about you come with me and I'll show you one of the free rooms.
Sure. As he leans over, picks up his flash drive, ties it around his belt, and goes towards him.
Julie gets up and she's been smiling pretty much the whole time. It's been a little, but yeah, she will follow you out, and there will be a hallway with quite a few doors. And she will just say she will probably show you where her room is, and then she will walk down the hall and show you an empty room.
No. Nice. Do you have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, dope.
So, yeah, like, if there is anything, come down to my room, and I should be able to help you, and yeah. I mean, I know this is a lot to take in, but, I mean, you seem to be more, you seem to be okay with the whole thing. So, I mean, you'll do good. It's just
After the day I've been having, I mean, fuck it. Honestly, a rainbow could blast out some dude's ass, and I probably wouldn't even care at this point.
that can be arranged. But yeah,
If you make a rainbow come out of my ass, we're gonna have problems. He just kind of
don't worry.
laughs.
I won't do that. Most of all, it's just gonna be relax and just get your bearings, and then start to train and figuring out. Like, have you, other than the green person, was there any like other different things that you might think that you might have had a hand in doing? Like fire or
She was green, and she kind of had like some goo dripping down her face and body, and like the handprints that she left was like gooish, and her face popped up on phones and pictures and TV screens. Um, does that help?
well, I was more thinking of sometimes magic kind of manifests as things you just are weird and you can't really explain, but you seem to be able to, maybe you point at someone or something, or you think something, and then something happens in response to it.
He kind of like thinks to himself, I can maybe try to draw a picture. I don't know.
I'm not thinking about the green. It's besides the green lady. Did you like the whole thing with the phone? Was it something you could just map out, or was it just?
Oh no, it was totally fucking weird. I was just like, I panicked. I saw a drone, so I just kind of grabbed my phone and actually, now that I think about it, as I did grab my phone and was trying to think about something, and I thought, well, it just kind of popped in my head that I should go and overclock it at the power outlet. So once I got there and plugged it into the socket, the face appeared on my phone again.
That might have been a manifestation of what you're probably able to do now.
And actually, now that I think about it, when I was locked out of the roof and the door wouldn't open, just I saw like the green lady laughing in a room next to me. She kind of like was just staring at me, and I kind of like immediately puzzled together like kind of where I was, what was in that corner, and I discovered that the landlord was probably drunk and left his keys on the ground. So I went to look for the keys and found them in a pile of barf. Disgusting.
Interesting. But just, you know, if you need to relax, just tell me. I mean, it can be hard, so.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just here right now.
Yeah, that's the important part. You didn't get caught by these fuckers.
Yeah. I guess from what I'm hearing, that probably would have been bad, because I'm not a big fan of electrodes sticking to my head.
Back in the common room, Oscar is eating. Theo is normally fairly taciturn and quiet, kind of stoic fella. She keeps trying to kind of get his eye and Ava's eye as well. You get the feeling that she, I don't know, if you didn't know better, that she's kind of like missed people while she's been away, and she kind of wants to have a chat, but she's too proud to really kind of put herself out there.
She's too much of a CEO to talk with the common people.
Right. Ava, for her part, is reading a book. Oh, so original.
Mhm.
Oscar will go over to Theo.
So, I have been taking your advice, and now, well, I'm going to be more involved in the ghost business. Is there
Interesting.
anything you can tell me about your boat experience?
I could see why some may have found it off-putting, but I am a scientist. I was easily able to rationalize it, and you don't even have to like call me. She's absolutely full of shit. And Ava can hear this, and Ava knows that Norska was screaming and crying when the fucking ghost submarine came out.
Yeah. No, Ava would not laugh at that, but oh my god, I mean, would she?
Maybe like a sardonic kind of like, ha.
Hmm.
No, there's just a look up, like Ava looks up from her book, looks at Nausicaa, raises an eyebrow, looks back into the book again.
Norska looks at Ava and kind of shuffles her feet and looks away.
Hmm.
However,
So, how did you rationalize it?
potentially it was some kind of group hallucination, or at most some kind of psychic resonance left over by. She just kind of shrug.
Actually, Nausicaa was convinced that either Julie or myself had drugged her, and she was probably screaming to create sonic waves to distort the signals of the ghosts. Right? And she'll look back into her book again.
This looks really hurt, actually. Just kind of look at Ava for a moment. I may have overreacted in the situation, as Ava points out. However, I wasn't attempting to create sonic waves. That really doesn't make any sense. But yes, my first reaction was that I had been drugged by the two drug addicts that were on the boat with me.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, arguable explanation.
Right.
Were there
Well,
any information that you people gathered, or was it just, well, you took a boat trip and it was a little bit too intense?
I believe one of our party at the time, called Elijah, took some readings. However, I do not believe I have access to them anymore. He took them with him, and we've not had any contact.
well, this drug addict is going to find her dealer. I will talk to you later.
So he just watches Ava go. It's kind of... There's a bit of a pained expression. You acquitted yourself well in the last engagement we had with the technocrats, Theo. If Julie is feeling overworked by the positions that I have erroneously bestowed upon her, maybe you could think of becoming the group's gladius.
So
Because a tyrant needs to make sure that at least someone agrees with her. And Ava's out.
well, for Gladius, I don't really have a problem. Although I had come to the understanding that this was more of a collegial agreement. So I think perhaps we should remake a reunion and a little bit of discussion about
I
everyone's
agree.
role.
I was not appointing you. I was merely suggesting.
He does. Have you ever thought of taking social interaction classes?
I'm a busy person. That sounds like an entirely tedious waste of time.
Well, it can be, except when it's clearly hindering your relationship with your fellow mages.
Also, just scowls at Thea. I have work to do. I'm just going to go to her room. Looking very angry.
I'm always there to talk.
Yeah, she just goes to her room and you hear the door slam.
As he just sigh. Well, this is going to be a very interesting days. And he is just going to grab the black the black pup that's been sleeping in the corner of the room. Come on, Cerberus, we got work to do. We gotta work on those ghosts.
And back at the room, Julius does this. So, do you want to just hang out for a while, or some time for yourself, or what?
I thought you were wanting to check this flash drive.
Oh, right. We should probably head to Tasha. Um, yeah. Let's see what you say. And I do believe that as the two will begin to head down to the basement, this scene will come to a close.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much, players, for playing, watchers for watching. Good night.